G'day guys, welcome back to In My Shed. I'm BC. A little bit of fabrication work. I've finally started on the stand for my little flick surface grinder. That's a bit of a tongue twister. And I got the door down at the moment, but I'll have to open that back up during the welding, so I don't think I'll be doing much filming of the welding itself. But it's the first time I've actually been using inner shield or gasless wire on a project. I've set plenty up for customers to use. And this isn't the easiest of jobs. I'm making the legs out of roll form 1.6 channel that's going onto 6mm plate. So whether I'm successful or not's up to God. It'll be something to be seen to be believed. But I don't think it'll be too bad. I'm just going to tack on the outside. I've got a few gizmos to help me hold it up and keep it straight. I've got to say, I set it up as per the parameters in the welder. It was running so hot it burned through my 1.6 test sheet and welded it to the bloody workpiece, the 6mm plate. So I had to use hammer and chisel back to first year of apprenticeship, and yes, I did keep my thumb and forefinger out, and glad I did. I belted the hell out of my hand twice. I hope nothing's bustified in there. But I'll give you a bit of a look at what's happening, and then I'll get on with the job. Okay, what I'm using here is my old Transmig 200i, one of the first of the Sigweld inverter upright machines on a trolley. Fabulous welder. This Transmig series has really been good, and the pulse MIGs that followed on from it I found to just be spectacular performers. Ton of guts, reasonably reliable, seem to have all the features, and I shouldn't be plugging them because I no longer sell them, but I'm very happy with that. Inside of there's a 5 kilo spool of 0.9 inner shield or gasless wire, and I was quite surprised. Nowhere on the packet did it give you any idea on what parameters to set it up to. And it's a bit late for me to be suggesting things at a supplier, but it bloody well should have. Luckily, the chart inside the door tells all the story, but that doesn't help everybody's wire to be used on everybody's machine, so it's a little bit remiss. Over to the workpiece. Nothing really flash about that. I've got 2 angle magnets holding it up, and then a bracket mag in behind to try and keep it a bit perpendicular. I'll do just a couple of outside corner weld spots to get the thing roughly lined up, put the square on it again, and then I'll weld it out on the inside a little bit to make it a bit stronger. I think it's going to be big enough to hold the Titanic out for a wee, as I said earlier. It's going to be a very, very strong structure, but better too strong. As Tom Lipton says, nothing too strong ever broke. So I'll get on with it, make a bit of smoke. I won't be able to film it, as I said, because I'll have to roll it or wipe a little of the smoke out, and then this thing will just white out. But I'll bring it back part way through it and give you a bit of a look at the welds. Bye for now. Well, I think it's worth noting here, when welding 16 gauge to 6mm sheet, and the 3-tack welds went spectacularly well. I'll tack up the other side and then we'll get into it. Well, there we are guys, about halfway through the build. So far I'm quite happy with that being a structure by me. Just in a couple of places, had magnets inside holding it all together, and that's what it looks like. It was quite stinky shit to use. Luckily on the second day I decided to put a P2 respirator on, and that made a world of difference. It's the first time I've used this E71 T11 wire for my own project, and I am extremely surprised and happy with the way it wets in, even on the galvanised material. So yeah, I'd recommend it to anybody if you don't want to pay gas bottle rental. Not suitable for thin sheet work, but it's like using a 78 electrode. It just wets in and runs really, really nicely. So now I've got a couple of braced pieces, I suppose you'd say, to put in about 300mm above floor level, and that'll give me quite a nice shelf. It's 350 wide all the way through, put all grinding wheels and arbors etc. on. Okay, once I've got those bracing pieces in, I'll bring you back for another look. Okay, for those of you with a short history in machine shop practice, this is known as the reciprocating power hacksaw. and we'll now put it to work. If we can get in amongst all my possessions. The saw is actually the same age as me. Job done. Well there guys, in all its glory, one welded up stand for the flick type surface grinder. I'm giving up this fabrication deal. I'm not as flexible as I used to be, and bending over and lifting up, no, I'm just past it. And the zinc fumes are just awful. But I take my hat off to that flux cord wire. It does a reasonable job given the circumstances. I'd say that would take about 5 times the weight of the sheet metal stand that the flick grinders originally come with, and I've put a couple of little gussets down the bottom there, and there'll be a 3mm steel shelf go over the top of that, so it's going to be 350 by 500. Quite a good little space to put some grinding wheels, etc. They'll come out reasonably straight. I'm quite surprised. I'm no fabricator by trade, but for a couple of afternoons and scrap around the shed and a roll of gasless wire, hey, I'm quite pleased with the outcome. I hope to be able to try the grinder on it, but it's a bit of an ordeal to try the grinder and take it off to paint it. Yeah, I don't know whether I will or not. Anyway, please like and subscribe if you haven't already. I hope this is of some interest to you. You can usually make something better than the cheap junk that you can get with these machines. And I've got to call it cheap junk. I've had a couple of them before. They're not a whole lot of chop, and not having a rigid base can mean that not all your vibration and chatter is transmitted down to the floor like it should be, so it can give you a little bit of a pain in operation. So next step is to try and mount the grinder and then find out if this model had a one-shot oiler or whether I've got to oil the ways, etc. Okay, bye for now.